Hi guys, it's me Chelsea. I'm here to talk to you about my 8-week or 2-month update since getting my tummy tuck. Actually, I had intended to do a 6-week update and talk to you about my results and my recovery, but I still learning how to use my camera and I inadvertently touched the screen sensor on the autofocus or something when I went to go mess with the little LCD screen that I'm looking at right now, and it went out of focus, and so there I was, just a fuzzy blob, there I was, just a fuzzy blob talking head, going on and on and on and being blurry for the entire video. So it really had none of it that was usable. So it's been 8 weeks since my procedure. I've been cleared to go back to my normal regular activities since week 5. At that time, my doctor told me that I was able to go back to exercising, go back to running, lifting weights. She did say, of course, to take it easy and like really listen to my body, and if something was uncomfortable, to stop, clearly. Not just jump right back into how much I was lifting before the procedure, which would have been very difficult to do anyhow after not exercising for 5 weeks, or not just go right into running miles and miles as soon as I started running. So I was very excited to be cleared to exercise and work out, as you can imagine. And I then went on a camping trip with my son for a week, and at that time my exercise really was just walking. It was very hilly and lots of incline, so I was walking all day long up and down hills, and I just started there. I figured that would be a really good, I figured that would be a good start to get the heart rate up and get moving, and it definitely did work out my legs. And the Sunday that we got back home, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go for a run. For my first time, I put on my gear and went out with the intention of running about 3 miles, taking it easy. I was definitely going to do an interval run. As I started running, I was most happy that the leggings I was wearing, they just stayed in place and they didn't start rolling down or falling down, which had been a long time issue for me. That really bothered me every time I ran, was that all of that excess skin, and yes, there was still fat in my abdomen as well, would just, as you can imagine, you're running, so gravity takes its course and it's going up and down and up and down, and then the leggings would inevitably start falling. I don't have a very hourglass figure or hips or anything that really would keep my leggings on, so it was just really annoying in the past to have to pull them up, and finally after a mile or so I'd be sweaty enough that they would stay there on their own. But this time I just started running and they just stayed there on their own, and it was awesome. That's something that sounds so small, but it really made a big deal to me. And also it felt a little weird. There's a timer going off for food. It felt a little weird at first to run and have, it felt it felt kind of weird at first. Like I ran for a couple minutes and then it felt like I could feel all of the connections in my abdomen and my abdomen section, like the nerves firing at the same time, not in a painful way, but kind of in that way, like when your foot was asleep and then it wakes up and it's like pins and needles, kind of prickly sensation. It was kind of weird, but it wasn't painful. It wasn't something that made me want to stop running, for sure. And after about a mile warming up into it, I was definitely feeling that runner's high, or that yay, I'm back feeling. So I was really happy to go back to running and exercising. Okay. After my surgeon evaluated me at my 5-week post-op appointment, she determined that she considered me to be fully healed, and that is why I was able to go back to my workout routine and able to go swimming. And I was about to go swimming in a lake for camping, so I was glad to hear that my incision had healed very well. There was no issue with it ever opening or anything like that. So I was able to go back to normal, and she said I would come back in a month from that time, which will actually be this week. I'll be going for my 2-month post-op appointment. So I don't know if I mentioned this on some other videos or not, but there was a couple of people who I followed on Instagram for a while who also got a tummy tuck around the same week that I did. And so being as though I'm at home and looking at social media even more than I usually am, I definitely did begin to compare my results with their results, which if you're watching this video and you're considering having a tummy tuck or any kind of procedure, or you've already had some sort of procedure, you're probably watching lots of videos and reading different experiences and recovery journeys and things like that as you prepare yourself for your journey or your procedure. And it's really hard not to compare someone's result to your own. I mean, you look through different, I will like scroll through different people on, there's an app called Real Self, and I would look and kind of be like, oh, okay, look, this person looks kind of like me, or her stomach is kind of, you know, in the condition that mine was. What does her result look like? Maybe I will look like that. But really, I mean, your body's going to do what it's going to do. I do still have some skin that has not quite tightened up at the upper part of my abdomen. I guess I can go ahead and try to show that real quick. So, okay, you can pretty much see. Okay, so on my upper abdomen right here, I still have some skin that is not quite tightened as we would like to. And also, if you're watching this, it is like 7 o'clock where I am, so towards the end of the day I have a lot more swelling than at the beginning of the day. This is not how it quite looks when I wake up. It actually, okay, so what I just showed you, that's how it looks at the end of the day. I've already been up all day. I haven't exercised today. Today was a rest day. My muscles were very sore from the workouts I have been doing, and I took my day off for recovery. So had I ran or had I went to the gym, it would probably be even more swollen right now. And everything that I've read or learned about or been told from my surgeon says that up until many months from the procedure date, and even 6 months from the surgery, your body can still react with swelling, and it's best to wear some sort of undergarment that has some light compression. I still have it's like Spanx, but it's like a cheaper one. It's from JCPenney, and so that's a good compression to wear during the day or sleep in, and that can help. And to avoid salty foods, which, you know, you should avoid salty foods regardless, and when you don't, you're going to have more swelling, more bloat or whatever. So back to what I was talking about. It's not quite as tight as I would have imagined it would be, but I'm still in a recovery process and it could still change. But I did have a lot of weight that I was carrying. I did have 3 pregnancies while also being overweight, and then carrying all the extra weight, and then losing the weight and deflating that whole big section that had been filled, because like when I was 100 pounds heavier than I am now, majority of that weight was carried in my abdomen. That skin just, it's been stretched, and my surgeon said that my skin genetics genetics determine how my skin will respond to being stretched, and whether it will stretch, snap back how it's supposed to be, or if the laxity of the skin is going to improve or decline or stay the same. And so my surgeon did a regular standard tummy tuck with muscle repair. Had she done a vertical incision and pulled out some of the excess skin from the upper abdomen, it could have resulted in a tighter, might have had a more aesthetically pleasing result at this time, but it would come with the cost of having that vertical scar. And so at the time of my original surgery, that wasn't the option we went with. And once I get to that point of like the 6 months mark, then my surgeon said that we can discuss, you know, do we want to revise that and actually take some more of the skin out and go with that vertical scar, or just will I be happy with what it's like. I mean, overall, I'm already 1,000 times happier than I was this time last year. One, that skin at the bottom of my abdomen is gone, and like I just told you at the beginning of the video, when I was running like my athletic clothes, which are the clothes I'm in a lot of the time if I'm not at work, they fit me much better. They performed much better. I felt better. And I just know that the more I recover, the better I'm going to feel. And it's just going to get better and better. I said better a lot. So this time last year, didn't even think I would probably be able to get a tummy tuck. And I had kind of resigned myself to how things were and was just kind of coping with it or dealing with it and trying to live my best life regardless. So I'm already sitting so much happier than I was then. And if it gets better, improves, I'll be happy. If it's the same, I'll be happy. Might consider any revisions or not. I don't know. But so I have tried on some of my older clothes, like my shorts, my pants and stuff, and a lot of things fit either better than they did before I had the procedure, or they are too loose. I have a couple of shorts that are too big that have to go now, and that's a great feeling. And most of my shirts, like I'm really picky about shirts, and a lot of the shirts that I have that kind of, I like them, but I still wasn't like super comfortable in them, they fit me like great now. Like as good as they're going to look on me, now they look that good. So that makes me really happy. And I just feel like going to shop for shirts and clothes in general is going to be so much more enjoyable now, because the options are going to be a little more expanded for what can fit me and flatter my shape and, you know, look good on me. This shirt I'm wearing right now is like a cheapo Ross $6 special shirt, but I would have never chosen this shirt before I had the procedure because the fabric is a little thin and the way it falls, I would have probably been like, no, that's not going to work for me. But I just like the pattern. I like the little shoulder detail right here. There's like some little, if you see that, there's little details on the shoulder. I like that, and tried it on and it fit, and I was happy. So please watch more of my videos about my experience. If you are interested, you can comment below and ask questions, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, Chelsea's Fit Life, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.